Hi guys, and welcome to You Are an Expert. This is probably my favorite topic to talk about, honestly, because most women are very self-derogatory and we don't give ourselves credit where it's due. And so, at the end of the day, I say to people when I'm talking to them about their businesses, I'm like, how much do you know about your business? How much do you know about what it is that you do and what it is you teach? And they're like, oh, I know everything about it. I'm like, exactly. And I said, like, in the city you live in, out of like what percentage of people would you say you're like the top in this field in terms of what you know? And they'd be like, I'd be like 5%, be like, I'd be like 10%. Sometimes I'll be like, yeah, 10, 20%. So like basically you're in the top 10% in your city of knowing this stuff. But you don't call yourself an expert, like that's crazy to me. But I think it's just the name expert really scares people off. People don't want to be seen as an expert. And I just here to tell you today that you are an expert in this field, in this topic that you're going to be presenting on, and in your online business. You are an expert about this. You know about this stuff, whether it's that you learned from someone else, whether it was you had an experience that forced you out of your comfort zone to go and study this or research this or find out more. So please don't sit here and think you are not an expert, because you absolutely are. And trust me, on this journey, you're going to learn exactly how much of an expert you are. So I'm really excited about that. I'm just going to refer to some of my notes here as we're going. The thing is, like, I know who you are. I know that you've got this. And I have your back along this process. And I want us to work on this together. Like, you are absolutely making a difference to the world. Like, this is your vision of your life and the world that you want to make a difference in for other people as well, whether that's other moms or other business owners or other animal lovers or whatever it is that you feel is like your vocation and your calling in life. I am massive on taking action and actually making that happen. Like, I truly believe that, in our hearts, there is this thing that tells us, like, here's what you need to be doing. Like, here's what you need to be doing, Danielle. Like, go and teach the mumpreneurs out there how to start their online businesses, how to launch them, how to be successful with them, how to get money from them, so that those mums can spend time with their kids, so that those mums can, maybe go and foster a child or like, do good things in the world, like have the time to volunteer, have the time to look after their neighbors. Because I truly believe that, we need to be living in a world where we are actually like fulfilling what we so honestly desire and what we feel like we are called to do. Like, I don't know if you guys ever feel this, but like sometimes I'll be sitting there and I'll be like, oh, I just know. Like, I just know this is what I've been called to do. Like, it's like work does not become work, because it's not like, oh, I've got to like go to a job and fulfill an obligation. No, this is something that you truly, in the bottom of your heart, you're just like, oh, I love this and I could do this all day. And literally people have to stop you for lunch because you're enjoying it so much. Does that make sense? So I really hope that's a space you've created your online business out of. And if so, I'm super happy about working with you to make this thing like just be the next big thing in your heart, be the thing that you truly desire, and have you give this thing over to other people who can really benefit from it. And I really am a big fan of that. There's a couple of excuses that I hear when people are joining my programs. And the first thing that I hear generally is, I have no time. Like, I get it. I'm a busy mom too. I got 2 kids. My husband's away half the year on FIFO. Life is not easy, guys. Like, I got the housework, the cleaning, the dogs, everything, right? If you want to know more about that, you can go to my masterclass and listen to it all. But, the reality is we don't make time. We don't have time. We make time. Like, we have to make time for this. So, yes, I have forgone a lot. I've forgone TV. I've forgone exercising at times. I've forgone, doing a bunch of things around the house I needed to, and even forgone time with my kids to build this product. But the reason why is because, number one, in the long run, it helps me and it helps our family to do more things, to be more financially successful, to take some overseas trips that we've been planning because we want to visit some people that are really close to us, and, a bunch of other things. And so, like, if I have this product built, if I have this thing done, guess what? Everyone benefits. I benefit, my kids, like everyone in our society, everyone in our community is going to end up benefiting from this. So that's the first thing. No more excuses about time, okay? we all have the same 24 hours in a day. A lot of us have a lot more demanding requirements on that. But if you've got 2 hours, I promise you, you can get so much done in that 2 hours if you are focused, yeah? I literally, from the time I get home from the gym, and then I come home, have a shower, like have something to eat, whatever, sit down. Usually it's around 12 o'clock. And I got to go pick my kids up at 2:30. Like, got to think about doing that. So I have 2.5 hours a day that I can use to actually sit down and do concrete work. Trust me, you can get it done. If I can do this, I absolutely know that you can do this. The second thing is, the other excuse I hear a lot of is I have no money. And I get that too, because I've been in situations, I literally had nothing. Like, I've been bootstrapping businesses like since way back when. You know, my first business I had at 23, I had no money. And I walked into an office and I said, this is what I do and this is what I'm asking money for. And they gave me a check for $25,000. Like, I literally nearly passed out of excitement and shock. But the point of the matter is, like, you can go and you can ask, like, don't worry about not having money, okay? Because the money is going to come. There's 2 ways to deal with that. The first way is do it the fast way. Yep. Enroll in the program, do everything you need to do. The second way is do it the slow way. Just take things one module a week, one module at a time. Yeah. How did the turtle win the race over the hare? He just like went slowly. So it doesn't matter if you're doing a fast race or a slow race. Yeah. The fast people, they're going to like just encounter issues before you guys do. Yeah. And sometimes it's about learning from each other too. So I really hope that you connecting with the community, connecting with the Facebook group, so that we can also help you along the way with that. Yeah. What else? Yeah. Okay. Another thing that I hear often is I just can't seem to focus. Like, I'm getting in front of my screen and I'm like mental blank. And this has happened so many times to me. And it's a big combination for me of not enough sleep, not enough exercise, just like literally my brain being tired. Guys, if you need to, take a night off. Like, what I do is I just go and lay in the bubble bath or whatever. And sometimes that just relaxes me and it relaxes my brain and whatever. And then I feel like I'm energetic more later on. It's not about time management for me. Never has been about time management. I've always called it energy management. Like, manage your energy levels. Don't do things like, okay, when you're tired, cook or prepare or do something or do that paperwork that doesn't really matter. When you're alert and awake, be doing the things that really matter to you. So just really think about that when you're designing your day. Another thing that I really do well and I love doing, and I think this is the biggest thing where women fail or, you know, just don't do it, is what I call brain dumping. So I get a piece of paper. You can type it if you like. I prefer to write everything manually, but you can type it, get a piece of paper and just write down every single thought that's worrying you, that's concerning you, that your to-do list, like everything. And don't worry about separating it, because at the end we'll go through separate it. But just like literally get a piece of paper out right now. If you need to pause this, that's fine. Get a piece of paper out, start writing away. Just write every single thing that you can think of, every single frustration you're having right now, everything that you wish you could change. Just get it all out there off your brain and onto a piece of paper. And then it's awesome because you can go and you can start ticking things off and you can ask yourself a few things. Number one, what am I willing to let go of? Like, what am I actually willing to let go of? Am I willing to let go of the housework? Yeah, I am. Am I willing to let go of needing to do the photo albums this year? Yeah, I am. Am I willing to let go of like finishing my business funnel? Maybe not so much. So see about half of your list at least. Try and get rid of half of your list. Try and just be like, you know what, I'm willing to let go of that. Yep. If you're not willing to let go of it, even if it's a long term, then I want you to schedule it out. Like literally get your diary out. Mine's just a Gmail calendar. Get it out and start putting things in the diary. If it's scheduled out, you will get it done. Trust me. Put it in the diary and get it done. Next strategy, prioritize. Every day when you wake up, there's a bunch of things that have to be done. Yep. So I think that mums get really overwhelmed because we have these huge long to-do lists and we just know there's not enough hours in the day to do it. So what I would ask you to do is like literally top 3. What are the top 3 things that I need to do today? And for me, I've actually cut that to be, what is the top 1 thing that I need to do today? Yeah. And it's not that sometimes the thing you think it is. Like that one thing is the most important thing that you can do today to make the biggest impact and the biggest difference on your business, right? Like right now, it's like nearly 11 o'clock at night. Kids are in bed. And I have decided to do these videos because I know this is important for next week and for launching my weekend funnel build course. So does that make sense, guys? Like, I just want you to focus on one thing, and like the biggest thing that you can do today that will make a difference to your business tomorrow and the next day and in the long run. Does that make sense? Yeah. Like a good example of that would be me when I set up my scheduled calendar, right? So I would have people like emailing back and forth, and I'd be emailing back and forth saying, oh, can I book in with you at this time and that time and whatever time? And now I literally have a scheduled calendar. There's different types of appointments in there. If people want to catch up with me, I send them the link. Like I send them the link to my calendar. Like that's it. You want to catch up with me? You want to have a coffee with me? You want to book some appointment time with me? You want to even like have a barbecue with me? Book it in the diary, and you can book it yourself. And so guess what? I took back so much time because all of a sudden I wasn't emailing everyone back and trying to slot people into my diary. Like sometimes I just felt like I was doing EA or, secretarial work for myself. And it's like, no, this is not what I need to be doing. So just setting up that one thing, and it literally took me less than a day, like it took me probably an hour to set up, and it's saved me thousands of hours. So that's a really good example. And batching work, that's the next thing. Yeah, if you're doing a bunch of things that are the same, it's so much easier because you have, like Henry Ford talked about this all way back when, is like, okay, the first time I do something, the first time I built a funnel page, it was hard, guys. Like it took such a long time, And I wish someone had been there to show me the ropes. But the second time I built it was like, it's still tricky. It's still a few ins and outs I've forgotten. But it was a lot easier. And like literally now I can bang out a page in like a couple of minutes because I've done it so many times. This stuff takes time, like things take time. But if you want to batch things, so that's why I run my course a certain way, which is like, let's batch together all our pages and our builds. Let's batch together all our Facebook ads so that they're all together. Let's batch together all our emails and like figure that out too. Does that make sense? So the power in batching is that you're kind of saving a lot of time all at once because you're doing things of the same nature over and over. And you're also learning about them far quicker doing it that way. I think that's it. Just wanted to talk to you about like who you want to serve, like your customers. We talked about that before. You really want to serve people who are true believers in you and true believers in your products and like in your life. They're just like people, your tribe. They resonate with you. They follow you. They love you. They worship you. Yeah, they're people that are true believers in what you do and what you offer. That's who you want in your life, guys. That is literally it. That's who you want. All of our products are based on 3 key areas. So your product, and you might argue with me on this point, but your product is either going to be a health product, a wealth product, or a relationship product. Like, let's think about this because people always like, no. My product is a wheat bag. Yep. And I'm like, that's a health product because it's helping someone's ailment. It's helping someone to feel better. Yeah. Could also be like a relationship product because if the wheat bag is used to, like, for example, calm a child or something like that, then it would be a relationship product. So this product, for example, could fall in 2 categories. Property investment course. What kind of product is that? Well, it's a wealth product because people are looking to grow their wealth through property. Yeah. So every product is loosely based in one of 3 areas. What makes our products different, what makes them doable and workable is quite simply this. It's a sub-market in one of those areas. And when I'm talking sub-market, niche sub-market. We don't want to be following someone else's niche. Yeah, if someone else has already done it, it's probably too late. They've probably taken the market share, most of it anyway. And unless you can compete and do it like better than them, I'd say be very careful. What you want to do is create your own niche. Create your own niche within that market. Yeah. So my niche is I teach people how to build a funnel for their business in a weekend, but not any people. I only teach mumpreneurs. Yeah. And I only teach mumpreneurs mostly who have a product already, who are kind of doing the new launch type products. So like, I'm really interested in new products. I love hearing about new products, and I love helping people bring them to market. So that's kind of my niche. Yeah. So I haven't recreated what anyone else is doing. I'm doing something completely different to someone else and to anyone else. And so, yeah, and that's it. That's me. Think about whether your submarket is going to be super excited by your new opportunity or not. Yeah, you can test this a bit on your Facebook groups and things. You know, you can say, oh, I was thinking about, like, if you've got research days coming up, thinking about launching this product, about this and that. What do you guys think? Do you think that that's a great product, or do you think that's a really dumb idea? And just test it out. You want to also make sure that people that are in your market are really passionate about the opportunity. Like, I think the reason why I'm able to sell my products so easily is because I'm passionate about it, and I'm a mumpreneur too, and the people that I service are also mumpreneurs like me. It's a lot harder when you're actually talking to an audience that is not you. So like when I'm reading my stuff and whatever, but I do have another digital marketing product that is tailored more towards CEOs and executives at high levels making decisions, right? I don't write that stuff. I don't even test that stuff. I get friends who are male CEOs to test that, because at the end of the day, it's their voice, they're resonating with more of them and who they are, yeah? Different words in there, competitive, challenge, different things, yeah? Compared to like the mumpreneurs, where it's like, I have to be careful about using things like competitive and challenge, because that would just turn them off. Like, we want to make this warm and happy, and like also like understand the struggles of mumpreneurs. So yeah, just be really, really clear about whether your submarket is passionate about your opportunity. Some people are just not passionate about the opportunity, and that's because we've got the wrong market. Third thing, and this is really, really important, guys, is your market able and willing to spend money on your product? Yeah, this is super important, guys, because I can tell you, like, when I worked in health and fitness and personal training industry, a lot of people are like, yeah, I want a personal trainer. Not many people could afford it for a long term, yeah? So what I found, there were different segments. So one of the segments that used to do really well with me were married women, and the single women who lived at home would also do well financially, yeah? So when I first started, I was obviously training only women to start with, but then I started training women from, say, the age of 16 actually, through to the age of about 60, 65. And what I found, there were some women, like women in the kind of 50 plus age bracket, didn't really enjoy training them, to be honest, because I just found them to be have a lot more health elements and conditions than what I was willing to deal with. You know, they really needed like a higher level exercise physiologist. And then the younger girls, some of them were like tricky to deal with, because it was all about like the look and just being skinny, and, you know, they didn't really understand some of the health benefits. So it's like, didn't love training them either. And there was this other segment in between of like women aged, say, 25 to 40, 45, who were fantastic to train, who I loved training. They were motivated and driven, and they turned up, and they were just awesome. And they were my most profitable segment. And it turned out they were people that were married, so they had that extra income to spend. The singles did not have the income to spend in the end. And so they were also another thing that, like, I would accept singles, but I just wouldn't market to them. So my market definitely became the mum who wanted to get back in shape after baby, who had previously informally done some kind of competitive sport and was quite competitive by nature. They were the people I loved training. They were the people that brought me all the profit. So my advice to you is, like, always niche much further down than you think you can. And then you're probably there. Yeah. If you're like, this is so small, like I'm never going to get a client. Yeah. You're probably just thinking about your market geographically if you think that way. You've got to remember how many billion people are on the online environment, right? So don't stress about it and don't worry about it. Next thing, you need to become a leader. Like, you absolutely have no choice about this now. If you've joined this course, if you're launching your online business, you have to be a leader. Now, there's different types of leaders, so don't worry. You don't have to be the leader like me that stands up the front of the room and shouts at you. You can be a leader that's very much in the background, or an introverted leader. But what I mean by becoming a leader in the online environment is like, you have to like bear it all. Like you have to be willing to put yourself out there. You have to be willing to tell your stories. You have to be willing to share something of yourself and not just like keep it all inside. You need to be able to tell people the stories of your life. You know, you need to be able to tell people like, what is your backstory? You need to be able to tell people, this is what happened to me and this is why I am the way I am and this is why my products are amazing because, you know, it was this moment that I had. Now, you don't have to share everything with your clients, but I do think it's important to like absolutely have a story behind you that makes people resonate with you and fall in love with you and understand you where you're coming from. That includes being vulnerable, guys. That includes like some of the things that maybe are not so good about you. Like people know me, I'm very like self-effacing at times. You know, my life is not all together. Like I have my moments, ups and downs. I've been very honest about them in social media and just like with all my stuff. But yeah, me, I am a true person. And I think that that's why I do come across well because I'm a true person. I'm just myself. Like, and my motto is like, love me or hate me. I just don't care. Like, I'm going to be who I am. And I think that's where you have to sort of be. It's like, this is me. This is my product. It's awesome. I'm great. This is who I am. These are my good things. These are my bad things. Like, that's just it. That's just life, right? Yeah, show your clients both sides, the good, the bad, the ugly. Like, that's what they want to see. They don't just want to see like this straight in the face, professional, like monotone robot. Like that's no fun for them. Trust me. People do not enjoy that. The next thing I would say, like when we're crafting and designing our backstory, and this will be all covered off in another module, but I want you to think of it kind of like, you know, it's sort of like a Disney movie. In that first 10% of first like sort of, you know, period of the Disney movie, first 15 minutes of the Disney movie, we really get to know that main character that they're talking about in the film. Yeah, they show us everything about them, the good side, the bad side, like all of it. And so I really want you guys to be able to do that, to really show your story. Some of the things that you can focus on from day one in becoming this person include, number one, be attractive. Like, I don't mean like physically attractive. I mean, be attractive to your audience. Like, be living the life, be doing the things that they wish they could. Like, show them that, you know, show them you're caring, show them that you have a certain element to your life. Like, people want to see not just about you, but also like your life. Like, what are you doing? So be attractive to them in terms of, this is who I am and this is what I love doing and here's my family and whatever you feel comfortable sharing. But just don't be like always like sitting in your track pants and being like, you know, hello, another boring webinar. People don't want to see that. It doesn't inspire them. Every time you jump online, you want to be inspiring. You want to be like, bang, I'm inspiring. Like, look at all this stuff. Yeah, and not even talking it up. Just live a great life. Live a true life to who you are. Don't no smoke and mirrors, guys. Like, just be real. People can see right through it when you're not real. Just be real. Just be truly who you are. Don't be boring. Do not be boring. That's worse. Actually, that's worse. Do not be boring. Like, some days, we all have days where we're like, oh, my life was just a bit boring today. That is just normal. And don't worry about it. But like, don't be boring in your presentations. Don't be boring in your webinars. Like, even if you just have to like move your voice around a little bit or jump up and down a few times or like record it while you're walking around, like, that's fine. Do it that way. Smile while you're talking. Make sure that you're actually interested in what you're telling people. Like, your passion will show through. Yeah. And if you haven't worked hard enough on your webinar, guess what? It's going to be boring and your passion will not show through. So I can tell straight away if someone's actually done the work needed. Care about your clients. I am not going to sit here and have to tell you guys this because I know you care about your clients, because I think like 99.99% of mompreneurs care about their clients. Yep. So just focus on servicing your clients. Just focus on caring about them. If you truly care about them, you are going to have great products and you're going to do a wonderful job and you're actually going to convert them and get them over the line. Yeah. And just always remember that your product is the difference that could really change their life. And offer them relationship value. Like, offer them value from not just your products, but also like in having, you know, coaching calls or whatever it is that you're doing with them. Make them really understand like that, oh, you are the person that cares. You are the person that is actually interested in their life and what's going on. We also need to understand how the buying cycle works, how our customers buy from us, you know. So we need to justify that their failures are okay. We need to be like, hey, you bought that ab cruncher, it's under your bed. It's okay. So did I. Not necessarily, but you know what I mean? So you have to be like, yeah, it's okay. Like, I know 100 people that bought that ab cruncher and it's okay. Don't judge yourself over it. Let's just move on to the new opportunity. Yeah. And the new opportunity is this next thing. We need to stop them from being scared, and we need to start them to actually dream about the future, encourage what they're dreaming about in the future. And we need to, like, you know, we just need to show them that it's okay to fail, like, and it was okay to fail, and that they don't have to have their guard up towards us, because we're real and we're going to talk about the failures, and we're going to be really upfront about all the failures and all the overwhelm and fatigue and all the things that we felt. And so they can absolutely connect with that and understand who we are, and that we actually get them. You know, that's a goal. We want to, like, show our clients that we do get them. We actually do get them, because we've been in this space a while and we know how they're feeling. Yeah, so I think the last point, and this is a really super important point, is that we really need to invent a possibility for their future. Yeah, so, like, we need to help them create some kind of manifesto, some kind of mission statement, something that has them be like, this is my future, this is what it's going to be like, this is where I see myself. Yeah, so, you know, and then, like, you know, I used to work for big businesses and we'd create mission statements all the time, and, you know, used to always make me laugh, because they wouldn't get any staff in the room. There'd be a bunch of executives going, oh, our mission statement should say this and that. And, like, the businesses that did this really well were the ones that would actually call in the lower level staff and be like, what do you think of this? And the lower level staff would be like, like, that's a joke. Like, I don't even know what half those words mean. And a business that I worked for that did this so well was NIB Health Funds. You know, back in the day, I worked there in the call center, and, you know, it was just like a great business for me at that time. And one of the things I remember so clearly is their whole mantra on the phones of upsell, cross-sell, and retain. Because really it was all about, like, selling the customer something else, like selling them either up to an upgraded package that could help them, selling them to another package like insurance, travel insurance or something if they were going on a holiday, or retaining, like actually just doing something to retain and to have that customer stay with us. Yeah. And sometimes that was just great service. And sometimes that was like, if they were thinking of canceling, like going through the options and just like reassuring them about that. So yeah, like when we invent a possibility for their future, it's kind of easier for them to just follow that, but it has to still resonate with them. So for example, I'm going to give you some examples here. So you want to have them say, I'm a something, something. Yeah. So for my clients, I want to have them say, I'm a social media mumpreneur, hence the name of the course. For someone else, you might be like, I'm a positive parent, you know, or I'm a healthy home hero. Yeah. So the list goes on and on. You can have your clients say anything, but really that you're creating a possibility for their life. And the possibility for them is them being this person, them being this new person, not the old person that was back there, this new person. I'm a social media mumpreneur. I'm a mumpreneur now. I have a launched online business. Like, this is who I am. I'm not living in the past. I'm living, because the past is full of failure and overwhelm and me not completing my funnel and all of the stuff. Yeah. I'm actually this new person moving forward. Like, and this weekend and this life and this year, everything changes. Like, I am actually a changed individual. So the important thing is to have an avenue by which they can join your tribe. Like, they can join your following, they can have into your following. And it's about making them feel like they are something special, because guess what? They are something special now. This course, your product, is going to change their life, and they are part of something special. And you need to show them through those tips and tricks and the things we talked about that you are the expert. They are in safe hands with you. You are not going to let them down, because you do genuinely care, and that they, from this point forward, are also changed and are moving into a new opportunity with you, where you're going to hold their hand and help them go to where you want to go. Thanks, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Over and out.